rosewood, it too plush. Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. Know you see my text, baby, please say something. Wine by the glass, your man a cheapskate, huh? Gotta move off my release day, huh? This is fame, not clout. I don't even know what that's about. Watch your mouth. Baby got an ego twice the size of the crib. I can never tell it is what it is. But said what I had to and did what I did. Never turn my back on FBG, God forbid. Virgil got the paddock on my wrist, doing front flips. Giving you my number, but don't hit me on no done. Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush.
It's cool, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good. You know what I mean? Like,
$100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain, automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the ring, cause it been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. Ooh, granted, she was standing right there while I catch play on the brick. Ooh, I made them look, go haywire, Taliban in this. Ooh, I done been down bad in them trenches, had to ride with that stick. Ooh, who gave you pills, who gave that dust, Pluto sent you on the lick. Ooh, too many convicts that rolled me to play in this. Ooh, round about nonsense, get old summer spreading this. Ooh, they had the counter like lighting it up. Anybody can get it. Ooh, I'm on a PJ lighting it up. Backwood full of sticky. Ooh, I'm trying to tote that Draco or London and it's extended. Ooh, they got a stretcher. How we gon' die for this? Ooh, yeah, I ride for my I lied about. Ooh, we some poor high class, made it, we rich. Yeah, I was at the band though, got a penthouse for a closet. Ooh, it's like a shando, live on my neck, my wrist. Ooh, I got pink toes that talk different languages. Ooh, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain, automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the ring, cause it been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle. They ain't been the same since. That's by the time I call her Serena. I go tremendo for new fettuccine. All fat though, claret the pinky. All fat though, we order the Fiji. I'm in the loop with the voo. I'm in the loop with the woo. Which one you working? I put your face to the news. I put the on the shirt. After I murdered it, make it go the hearse. Cost me a quarter bird. It's birthday and you a maniac. An alien. How you splurging? Got that kitty cat. I'm having fun with that. Going Birkin. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain, automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the ring, cause it been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. Ooh, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Yeah, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look.
Mr. Hanna for coming to us tonight. Good. When you get sick and tired of the $2 million and you want to go to $20 million, reach out to us. We'll take you to 20. Tonight we're going to be talking about how you guys can think better.
All these people trying to bust me and I made weather, it's on, yeah.
Well, Brandon and I work with companies to figure out how can we take you from 20 million to 200 million.
I'm zoned in like defense, my life gone on.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, faded off the brown. Nino, she insists she got more class. We know, swimming in the money, come and find me. Nemo, if I was at the club, you know I balled. Chemo, dropped the mixtape that sounded like an album. Who'da thought a countrywide tour be the outcome? Labels want my name beside an X like Malcolm. Everybody got a deal, I did it without one. Yeah, I'm about my business. Killing all these rappers, you would swear I had a hit list. Everyone who doubted me is asking for forgiveness. If you ain't been a part of it, at least you got to witness. Cheers.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I shut this down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine.
Ever Mr. West is in the building. Ain't no question who about to kill him. I used to have hood dreams, big fame, big change. I stuck my dick inside his life until that came and went hard all fall like the ball teams, just so I could make it rain all spring. Y'all seen my story, my glory. I had raped the game young. You could call it statutory when a nigga blow up. They gon' build statues for me. Old money, Benjamin Button, what nothing. Super bad chicks giving me McLovin'. You would think I ran the world like Michelle's husband. You would think these niggas know me when they really doesn't. Like they was down with the old me. No, you fucking wasn't. You such a fucking loser. He ain't even go to class, Bueller. Trade the Grammy plaques just to have my granny back. Remember she had that bad hip like a fanny pack. Chasing the stardom will turn you to a maniac. All the way in Hollywood and I can't even act. They pull their cameras out and God me snap. I used to want this thing forever, y'all can have it back.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I shut this down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Okay, hello, it's the Martian, Space Jam Jordans. I want this forever, wake up and smell the garden, fresher than the harvest, step up to the target. If I had one guess, then I guess I'm just New Orleans, and I would never stop like I'm running from the cops. Hopped up in my car and told my chauffeur to the top. Life is such a fucking roller coaster, then it drops. But what should I scream for? This is my theme park. My mind shine even when my thoughts seem dark. On my side, you don't wanna hear that thing talk. Let the king talk, check the price and pay attention. Lil Wayne, that's what they gotta say or mention. I'm like Nevada in the middle of the summer. I'm resting in the lead, I need a pillow and a cover. My foot sleeping on the gas. No brake pads, no such thing as last.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I shut this down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
There they go, back in stadiums as shady spits his flow. Nuts they go, macadamian they go so ballistic, whoa. He can make them look like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this slow. Oh no, go for broke, his cup just runneth over, oh no. He ain't had him a bust like this since the last time that he overdosed. They've been waiting patiently for Pinocchio to poke his nose back into the game, and they know rap will never be the same as before. Bashing in the brains of these lost and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited, you can't put it out once we light it. This is exactly what the that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand inside of the boot, true spilling and spit true feelings until our true feelings come flying up out of our mouths. Never mind it. Payback, motherfucker, for the way that you got me. How's it taste? When I slap the taste out of your mouth with the bass so loud that it shakes the place. I'm Hannibal Lecter, so just in case you're thinking of saving face, you ain't gonna have no face to say by the time I'm through with this place. So Drake,
it may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I shut this down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze come freeze up. Straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares of all.
Our mission is to impact people's lives, and there's lots of ways to do that. Helping businesses grow and scale, helping people 10x their life, or helping people become wealthy through understanding or co-investing in real estate. Once people start to experience the ability to create their own destiny, their overall confidence goes up. So we see a lot of communities in the 10x family where everyone's coming together, they're supporting each other because they want to take care of their family members, they want to pay off their debt, and they want to be able to experience whatever kind of life they want to design for themselves.
Woo! Y'all ain't know why, right? Let's go. No masterpiece. Hey. 10 bad babs and they after me. Bad. One bad bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. Ice. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them. Give me the beat, I ride it like a jet ski. Hey. Some of the bad, they harassing me. Bad. They like me cause I rap and be with the athletes. Stop asking me, I know they mad at me. Hop in the coupe, then I slide like it's Vaseline. West Coast 6'4", jump like a trampoline. Take a brick out, put it on the triple beam. I'm not from Canada, but I see a lot of teams. Dismantle her, I know how to handle her. Light the candle up, make you put a banner up. Toss a 50 up, make them tie the club up. Took your bitch out the game, I had to sub her. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. Ice. You got the cab, but can't afford it. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford it.
Pick a name, easy, make her open up and eat it. Stars in the ceiling, in my seats, they Tempur-Pedic. I see them up with watching and they plotting, trying to sneak me. I can't hear the thought, can't trust the thought, they telling secrets. Big bank, take, look back, little nigga. Catch them down bad and nigga cry a whole river. Knock on my back, I'm taking care of the whole village. Somebody got shot, what you talking about, Willis? In the lobby with a brick of wicked Bobby with your dip. I go Lawrence with the fit, in the Rari with no tent. I'm from the trench, I got the dirty money rent. He was poppin', so I popped and pray to God repent.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip.
Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush. Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. Know you see my text, baby, please say something. Wine by the glass, your man a cheapskate, huh? Gotta move on my release day, huh? This is fame, not clout. I don't even know what that's about. Watch your mouth. Baby got an ego twice the size of the crib. I can never tell it is what it is. But said what I had to and did what I did. Never turn my back on FBG, God forbid. Virgil got the paddock on my wrist, doing front flips. Giving you my number, but don't hit me on no done. Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush.
It's cool, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good. You know what I mean? Like,
100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain automata. Dropped $3 on the ring, cause it been the truck, look. I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. Granted, she was standing right there while I catch play on the brick. I made them look, go haywire, Taliban in this. I done been down bad in them trenches, had to ride with that stick. Who gave you pills, who gave that dust, Pluto sent you on the lick. Too many convicts that rolled me to play in this. Round about nonsense, get old summer spreading this. They had the counter like lighting it up, anybody can get it. I'm on a PJ lighting it up, backwood full of sticky. I'm trying to tote that Draco or London, and it's extended. They gotta stretch it, how we gon' die for this? Yeah, I ride for my I lied about. We some poor, high class, made it, we rich, yeah. I was at the band, though, got a penthouse for a closet. Ooh, it's like a shando. Live on my neck, my wrist. Ooh, I got pink toes that talk different languages. Ooh, 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the rain, cause it been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap, circle. They ain't been the same since. That's by the time I call her Serena. I go tremendo for new fettuccine. All fat though, claret the pinky. All fat though, we ordered the Fiji. I'm in the loop with the voo. I'm in the loop with the woo. Which one you working? I put your face to the news. I put the on the shirt. After I murdered it, make go the hearse. Cost me a quarter bird. Gets birthday and you a maniac. An alien. How you splurging? Got that kitty cat. I'm having fun with that. Going Birkin. 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the rain, cause it been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap, serving. They ain't been the same since. Ooh, 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Yeah, 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look.
Let me see how you got this tonight. Good, good. When you get sick and tired of the 2 million and you want to go to 20 million, reach out to us. We'll take you to 20. Tonight we're going to be talking about how you guys can think better.
All these people trying to bust me and I made weather, it's on, yeah.
Well, Brandon and I work with companies to figure out how can we take you from 20 million to 200 million.
I'm zoned in like defense, my life gone on.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, faded off the brown. Nino, she insists she got more class. We know, swimming in the money, come and find me. Nemo, if I was at the club, you know I balled. Chemo, dropped a mixtape that sounded like an album. Who'da thought a countrywide tour be the outcome? Labels want my name beside an X like Malcolm. Everybody got a deal, I did it without one. Yeah, I'm about my business. Killing all these rappers, you would swear I had a hit list. Everyone who doubted me is asking for forgiveness. If you ain't been a part of it, at least you got to witness.
Cheers. It may not mean nothing to y'all, understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine.
Ever Mr. West is in the building. Ain't no question who about to kill him. I used to have hood dreams, big fame, big change. I stuck my dick inside his life until that came and went hard all fall like the ball teams. Just so I could make it rain all spring. Y'all seen my story, my glory. I had raped the game young. You could call it statutory when a nigga blow up. They gon' build statues for me. Old money, Benjamin Button, what nothing. Super bad chicks giving me McLovin'. You would think I ran the world like Michelle's husband. You would think these niggas know me when they really doesn't. Like they was down with the old me. No, you f***ing wasn't. You such a f***ing loser. You ain't even go to class, Bueller. Trade the Grammy plaques just to have my granny back. Remember she had that bad hip like a fanny pack. Chasing the star, I'ma turn you to a maniac. All the way in Hollywood and I can't even act. They pull their cameras out and God me snap. I used to want this thing forever, y'all can have it back.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Okay, hello, it's the Martian. Space Jam Jordans. I want this forever. Wake up and smell the garden. Fresher than the harvest. Step up to the target. If I had one guess, then I guess I'm just New Orleans. And I would never stop like I'm running from the cops. Hopped up in my car and told my chauffeur to the top. Life is such a fucking roller coaster, then it drops. But what should I scream for? This is my theme park. My mind shine even when my thoughts seem dark. On my side, you don't wanna hear that thing talk. Let the king talk, check the price and pay attention. Lil Wayne, that's what they gotta say or mention. I'm like Nevada in the middle of the summer. I'm resting in the lead, I need a pillow and a cover. My foot sleeping on the gas. No brake pads, no such thing as last.
It may not mean nothing to y'all. Understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
There they go, back in stadiums, it's shady spits his flow. Nuts they go, macadamian, they go so ballistic, whoa. He can make them look like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this slow. Oh no, go for broke, his cup just runneth over, oh no. He ain't had him a bust like this since the last time that he overdosed. They've been waiting patiently for Pinocchio to poke his nose back into the game, and they know rap will never be the same as before. Bashing in the brains of these lost and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited, you can't put it out once we light it. This is exactly what the that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand inside of the boot, true spilling and spit true feelings until our two feelings come flying up out of our mouths. Never mind it. Payback for the way that you got at me. How's it taste? When I slap the taste out of your mouth with the bass so loud that it shakes the place. I'm Hannibal Lecter, so just in case you're thinking of saving face, you ain't gonna have no face to say by the time I'm through with this place. So Drake,
it may not mean nothing to y'all. Understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on a lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze come freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares of all.
Our mission is to impact people's lives, and there's lots of ways to do that. Helping businesses grow and scale, helping people 10x their life, or helping people become wealthy through understanding or co-investing in real estate. Once people start to experience the ability to create their own destiny, their overall confidence goes up. So we see a lot of communities in the 10x family where everyone's coming together, they're supporting each other because they want to take care of their family members, they want to pay off their debt, and they want to be able to experience whatever kind of life they want to design for themselves.
Woo! Y'all know I'm right.
Love that on that beat.
Let's go. No masterpiece. Hey. 10 bad babs and they after me. Bad. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. Ice. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them. Give me the beat, I ride it like a jet ski. Hey. Some of the bad, they harassing me. Bad. They like me cause I rap and be with the athletes. Stop asking me, I know they mad at me. Hop in the coupe, then I slide like it's Vaseline. West Coast 6-4 jump like a trampoline. Take a brick out, put it on the triple beam. I'm not from Canada, but I see a lot of teams. Dismantle her, I know how to handle her. Light the candle up, make you put a banner up. Toss a 50 up, make them tie the club up. Took your bitch out the game, I had to sub her. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip, big drip. Ice chain, pure water. Ice, ice, ice. You got the cab, but can't afford it. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford it.
Pick the name, easy, make her open up and eat it. Stars in the ceiling, in my seats, they Tempur-Pedic. I see them up with watching and they plotting, trying to sneak me. I can't hear the thought, can't trust the thought, they telling secrets. Big bank, take, look back, little nigga. Catch them down bad and nigga cry a whole river. Now on my back, I'm taking care of the whole village. Somebody got shot, what you talking about, Willis? In the lobby with a brick of wicked Bobby with your dip. I go Lawrence with the fit, in the Rari with no tent. I'm from the trench, I got the dirty money rent. He was poppin', so I popped and pray to God repent.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bag look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, pure water. Ice, ice, ice. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them.
Take off. No limit to the money. Nah. I picked the gang up, took a flight across the country. I took the waitress, told her keep the ones coming. Hit the store to get some backwoods and left and right running. Looking like they blind, but we already on it. In the left with Celine, like that bag that she wanted. A lot of teams, busting at them jeans, make you wanna spin a 50, hit the scene with a donut. Whole team full of queens, gotta keep their eyes on me. Snake in the sky, probably wanna slide on me. I bet they ride on them when I put that prize on them. 10 bad, okay, though got 5 of them.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bag look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, pure water. Ice, ice, ice. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them.
2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah.
The goal here is by the time we leave here, you have your picture.
Everything is so inspirational and motivational. Seriously, absolutely the best investment that you can make in yourself and for your people.
For 10 years, I could not go beyond like 5 people, doing a couple of million a year. Now, as I said, I can have the roadmap to thinking even I can go public now. I can build a $1 billion business.
So what you think is what you say is what you do becomes your legacy. So this is the process of attaining or accomplishing whatever that big picture is.
Who are you and what do you stand for? So the way we do that is through a brand house. Me. That's all. That's my goal.
Help me help you, right? That's how this all works. How do I tailor my communication to somebody else?
There's a lot of things I've learned today that I can apply to my business. If you're serious about scaling your business and growing your business, you need to attend this event.
In order for you guys to have the growth that you really want, you have to be so excited and passionate about your goals, and your teams have to feel that too. If you don't know how to achieve your goals, you are never going to be able to inspire your team and show them how they can achieve their goals through working with you.
Millions. It saved the company millions by putting that one measurement. So message, find that one measurement, and they're out there.
You got to keep the passion in the deal, and you got to keep making it bigger and juicier. And so when I get up in the morning, it's just like, hey, what can I do to stay excited about my work?
The main thing is getting in the right environments with people. You all are trying to go into the same direction.
Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush. Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. Know you see my text, baby, please say something. Wine by the glass, your man a cheapskate, huh? Gotta move on my release day, huh? This is fame, not clout. I don't even know what that's about. Watch your mouth. Baby got an ego twice the size of the crib. I can never tell it is what it is. But said what I had to and did what I did. Never turn my back on FBG, God forbid. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist, doing front flips. Giving you my number, but don't hit me on no done. Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush.
It's cool, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good. You know what I mean? Like,
100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain, automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the rain, cause it's been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. Ooh, granted, she was standing right there while I catch play on the brick. Ooh, I made them look go haywire, Taliban in this. Ooh, I done been down bad in them trenches, had to ride with that stick. Ooh, who gave you pills, who gave that dust, Pluto sent you on the lick. Ooh, too many convicts that rolled me to play in this. Ooh, round about nonsense, get old summer spreading this. Ooh, they had the counter like lighting it up, anybody can get it. Ooh, I'm on a PJ lighting it up, backwood full of sticky. Ooh, I'm trying to tote that Draco or London, and it's extended. Ooh, they gotta stretch it, how we gon' die for this? Ooh, yeah, I ride for my I lied about. Ooh, we some poor, high class, made it, we rich. Yeah, I was at the band though, got a penthouse for a closet. Ooh, it's like a shando, live on my neck, my wrist. Ooh, I got pink toes that talk different languages. Ooh, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the rain, cause it's been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. That's by the time I call her Serena. I go tremendo for new fettuccine. All fat though, claret the pinky. All fat though, we ordered the Fiji. I'm in the loop with the voo, I'm in the loop with the woo. Which one you working? I put your face to the news, I put the on the shirt. After I murdered it, make go the hearse. Cost me a quarter bird. It's birthday and you a maniac, an alien. How you splurging? Got that kitty cat, I'm having fun with that. Going Birkin. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Ooh, I done flew one out to Spain to be in my domain automata. Ooh, dropped $3 on the rain, cause it's been the truck, look. Ooh, I was in the trap circle, they ain't been the same since. Ooh, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. Yeah, $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look. $100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look.
Let me see how your company does tonight. Good, good. When you get sick and tired of the $2 million and you want to go to $20 million, reach out to us. We'll take you to 20. Tonight we're going to be talking about how you guys can think better.
All these people trying to bust me and I made one that it's on, yeah.
Well, Brandon and I work with companies to figure out how can we take you from 20 million to 200 million.
I'm zoned in like defense, my life gone on.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning the call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. In your city, faded off the brown. Nino, she insists she got more class. We know, swimming in the money, come and find me. Nemo, if I was at the club, you know I balled. Chemo, dropped a mixtape that sounded like an album. Who'da thought a countrywide tour be the outcome? Labels want my name beside an X like Malcolm. Everybody got a deal, I did it without one. Yeah, I'm about my business. Killing all these rappers, you would swear I had a hit list. Everyone who doubted me is asking for forgiveness. If you ain't been a part of it, at least you got to witness.
Cheers. It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning the call. I want this forever mine, ever mine.
Ever Mr. West is in the building. Ain't no question who about to kill. I used to have hood dreams, big fame, big change. I stuck my dick inside his life until that came and went hard all fall like the ball teams, just so I could make it rain all spring. Y'all seen my story, my glory. I had raped the game young. You could call it statutory when a nigga blow up. They gon' build statues for me. Old money, Benjamin Button, what nothing. super bad chicks giving me McLovin'. You would think I ran the world like Michelle's husband. You would think these niggas know me when they really doesn't. Like they was down with the old me, no you fucking wasn't. You such a fucking loser. He ain't even go to class, Bueller. Trade the Grammy plaques just to have my granny back. Remember she had that bad hip like a fanny pack. Chasing the stardom to turn you to a maniac. All the way in Hollywood and I can't even act. They pull their cameras out and God me snap. I used to want this thing forever, y'all can have it back.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Okay, hello, it's the Martian, Space Jam Jordans. I want this forever, wake up and smell the garden. Fresher than the harvest, step up to the target. If I had one guess, then I guess I'm just New Orleans. And I would never stop, like I'm running from the cops. Hopped up in my car and told my chauffeur to the top. Life is such a fucking roller coaster, then it drops. But what should I scream for? This is my theme park. My mind shine even when my thoughts seem dark. On my side, you don't wanna hear that thing talk. Let the king talk, check the price and pay attention. Lil Wayne, that's what they gotta say or mention. I'm like Nevada in the middle of the summer. I'm resting in the lead, I need a pillow and a cover. My foot sleeping on the gas. No break gas, no such thing as last.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine.
There they go, back in stadiums as shady spits his flow. Nuts they go, macadamian they go so ballistic, whoa. He can make them look like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this slow. Oh no, go for broke, his cup just runneth over, oh no. He ain't had him a bust like this since the last time that he overdosed. They've been waiting patiently for Pinocchio to poke his nose back into the game, and they know rap will never be the same as before. Bashing in the brains of these lost and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited, you can't put it out once we light it. This is exactly what the that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand inside of the boot, true spilling and spit true feelings until our tooth feelings come flying up out of our mouths. Never mind it. Payback for the way that you got at me. How's it taste when I slap the taste out of your mouth with the bass so loud that it shakes the place? I'm Hannibal Lecter, so just in case you're thinking of saving face, you ain't gonna have no face to say by the time I'm through with this place. So Dre,
it may not mean nothing to y'all, understand nothing was done for me. So I don't plan on stopping at all. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me. And I ain't even planning to call. I want it forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on a lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze come freeze up. Straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares of all.
Our mission is to impact people's lives, and there's lots of ways to do that. Helping businesses grow and scale, helping people 10x their life, or helping people become wealthy through understanding or co-investing in real estate. Once people start to experience the ability to create their own destiny, their overall confidence goes up. So we see a lot of communities in the 10x family where everyone's coming together, they're supporting each other because they want to take care of their family members, they want to pay off their debt, and they want to be able to experience whatever kind of life they want to design for themselves.
Woo! Y'all ain't know why, right?
Love that on that beat.
Let's go. No masterpiece. Hey. 10 bad babs and they after me. Bad. One bad look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them. Give me the beat, I ride it like a jet ski. Hey. Some of the bad, they harassing me. They like me cause I rap and be with the athletes. Stop asking me, I know they mad at me. Hop in the coupe, then I slide like it's Vaseline. West Coast 6, jump like a trampoline. Take a brick out, put it on the triple beam. I'm not from Canada, but I see a lot of teams. Dismantle her, I know how to handle her. Light the candle up, make you put a banner up. Toss a 50 up, make them tie the club up. Took your bitch out the game, I had to sub her. No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bag look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip, big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. You got the cab, but can't afford it. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford it.
Pick a name, easy, make her open up and eat it. Stars in the ceiling, in my seats, they Tempur-Pedic. I see them up with watching and they plotting, trying to sneak me. I can't hear the thought, can't trust the thought, they telling secrets. Big back, take, look back, little nigga. Catch them down bad, that nigga can cry a whole river. Now on my back, I'm taking care of the whole village. Somebody got shot, what you talking about, Willis? In the lobby with a brick of wicked Bobby with your dip. I go Lawrence with the fit, in the Rari with no tent. I'm from the trench, I got the dirty money rent. He was poppin', so I popped and pray to God repent.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bag look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them.
Take off. No limit to the money. Nah. I picked the gang up, took a flight across the country. I took the waitress, told her keep the ones coming. Hit the store to get some backwoods and left the right running. Looking like they blind, but we already on it. In the left with Celine, like that bag that she wanted. A lot of teams, busting at them jeans, make you wanna spend a 50, hit the same with a donut. Whole team full of queens, gotta keep their eyes on me. Snake in the sky, probably wanna slide on me. I bet they ride on them when I put that prize on them. 10 bad bags, okay, though got 5 of them.
No masterpiece. 10 bad babs and they after me. One bad bag look like a masterpiece. Looking for a dunk like an athlete. Big drip, what you call it? Big drip. Ice chain, peeled water. You got the cab, but can't afford them. Cash. You got the bad, but can't afford them. 2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2-step. Oh yeah.
The goal here is by the time we leave here, you have your picture.
Everything is so inspirational and motivational. Seriously, absolutely the best investment that you can make in yourself and for your people.
For 10 years, I could not go beyond like 5 people, do a couple of million a year. Now, as I said, I can have the roadmap to thinking even I can go public now. I can build a $1 billion business.
So what you think is what you say is what you do becomes your legacy. So this is the process of attaining or accomplishing whatever that big picture is.
Who are you and what do you stand for? So the way we do that is through a brand house. Me. That's all. That's my goal.
Help me help you, right? That's how this all works. How do I tailor my communication to somebody else?
There's a lot of things I've learned today that I can apply to my business. If you're serious about scaling your business and growing your business, you need to attend this event.
In order for you guys to have the growth that you really want, you have to be so excited and passionate about your goals, and your teams have to feel that too. If you don't know how to achieve your goals, you are never going to be able to inspire your team and show them how they can achieve their goals through working with you.
Millions. It saved the company millions by putting that one measurement. So message, find that one measurement, and they're out there.
You got to keep the passion in the deal. You got to keep making it bigger and juicier. And so when I get up in the morning, it's just like, hey, what can I do to stay excited about my work?
The main thing is getting in the right environments with people. You all are trying to go into the same direction. And this is an event you do not want to miss.
Astro. Yeah. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know when it's here. My dog will probably do it for a Louis Bell. That's just all he know, he don't know nothing else. I tried to show him. Yeah. I tried to show him. Yeah. Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame, he in sicko mode.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out, boys. That's Nike boys hopping our coops. Way too big when we pull up, give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at Post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 24-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in, Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Joe's. Different color chains, think my jeweler really selling fruits. And they joking, man, know the crackers wish it was a news.
Someone said,
surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weak.
Someone said,
surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weak.
Way too formal, y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made off records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into Bonnaroo. Told her hop in, you coming too. In the 305, treat me like I'm Uncle Luke. Have to slot the top off, it's just a roof. She say, where we going? I said the moon. We ain't even make it to the room. She thought it was the ocean, it's just a pool. Now I gotta open, it's just a ghost. Who put this shit together? I'm the glue.
Someone said,
shorty face, Tommy out the blue.
Someone said,
plan for keeps.
Someone said, motherfucker, someone said,
don't play us for weak.
Astro. Yeah. Hey. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. I did half a Zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, ayy, like a light, ayy, like a light, ayy. Slept through the flight, ayy, not for the night, ayy. 767, man, this shit got double bedroom, man. I still got scores to settle, man. I crept down the block, made a right, yeah. Cut the lights, yeah. Pay the price, yeah. Think it's sweet, no. It's on sight, yeah. Nothing nice, yeah. Vegas in my ice, Jesus Christ, yeah. Checks over stripes, yeah. That's what I like, yeah. That's what we like, yeah. Lost my respect, you not a threat. When I shoot my shot, that shit wetty like on Shaq. See the shots that I took, ay, wet like on Book, ay, wet like on Lizzie. I be spinning valley circle blocks till I'm busy. Like where is he? No one seen him. I'm tryna clean him. She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. Woo. I did half a Zan, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light,
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 like a light.
Yeah, Pastor Dawson Sally sending texts, ain't sending kites. Yeah, he say keep that on lock. I say you know this tight. Yeah, it's absolute. Yeah, I'm back with boot.
It's lit.
La Ferrari. Jamba Juice, yeah, we back on the road, they jumping off no parachute, yeah, shorty in the back, she say she working on the glutes, yeah, ain't by the book, yeah, this how it look, yeah, by the check, yeah, just check the foots, yeah, pass this to my daughter, I'ma show her what it took, baby mama cover Forbes, got these other shook, yeah.
I'm Leah Fernandez. We're in Washington, D.C. I own Properties by Leah, which is a residential real estate firm.
Hi, my name is Oliver Fernandez. I'm the president of McKinsey Construction. We're a general construction firm that primarily does work for the federal government. The first Grant Cardone thing I ever heard was I was watching YouTube videos and he had this ad that would come on. He'd be like, ha 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 ha, and start laughing. And these guys were like lined up, like going into a club. And he's like, look at all these guys. They think they're really living life, but they're not really living life. And it was like, whoa, totally shocked my belief system.
Hey, who's got your cookies?
Since training on Card on You, our business and our people have seen significant growth personally, professionally, and financially. It all of a sudden started to align our sales process.
It's not just for Grant Cardone, it's for everyone. The first time I met Brandon Dawson, I was floored. I call him the surgeon. His precision with everything he approaches is so impressive. That raised my belief level about myself, about what's possible, about how I can approach things. He's just a master at what he does.
He's not just talking about it, he's actually doing it, and I'm watching him do it, and it's like, that's what I need to do as well.
Hearing from Grant directly in his sales team and seeing how they operate, and then learning from Brandon about the operational portion of my business, my numbers went from 10 million year over year to just at 22 million this past year. So we've seen huge growth. Goals for 3 years look more like over 100 million. It used to be, oh, can we do it? Those are huge goals. Now it's how quickly can we get there?
Hey, I'm Oliver.
I'm Leah.
And we've 10x'd everything.
Yeah.
Weezy out
here. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this lethal, dog. Who you say you was? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it down, you gotta show me what you gotta do. Bring the clip back empty. You asked to see the ball, so they sent me, dog. I just broke her off with a 10-piece, dog. There ain't nothing, I'm just being friendly, dog. It's just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't go playing ball, but I'll show you how to gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when you're back against the wall, and a bunch of need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk caught me in a hard way, but got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you loving magic, not all shade. Still going bad on you anyway.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Get out my way. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa. Richard Millie cuss a Lambo. Known to keep the better on commando. Salute. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. That's a Fendi. For real. She said, oh, you rich. You rich. I graduated, call me Big Fish. Ballin'. I got Lori Hurry on my wish list. That's the only thing I want for Christmas. I been had my way out here, yeah, no, that's facts. You ain't living that you said, yeah, we know that's cat. You ain't got the ass in when you see me, no, I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going back.
It's just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't go playing ball, but I'll show you how to gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when you're back against the wall, and a bunch of need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night but did it broad day.
Weezy out here.
And please give a 10x welcome to Brandon Dawson. You can create whatever you want to create in your life. And my job is to help you think through that impact. No great business was ever made by any one person. It takes a team. What you think is what you say is what you do becomes your legacy. You cannot have a thought and have actions that contradict.
Yeah. Lil CC on the beat. Yeah. I mean, where should I really even start? I got that I'm keeping in the dark. I got my across the street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they dead, thought my raps wasn't facts till they sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one need a charge. Yeah, they twins, I could tell they apart. I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out to save. I got Lil Max with me, he the wave. It's a big gap between us in the game. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid. When I die, put my money in the grave. When I die, put my money in the grave. I really gotta put a couple in their place. Really just lapped every in a race. I really might tap realist on my face. Lil CC, let it slap with the bass. I used to save with a mask in a cave. Now I'm like, nah, love, I'm good, go away. Ain't about to die with no money I done gave you. I was on top when it meant a lot. Still on top like I'm scared of the drop. Still on top and these wanna swap. Wanna swap like it's sauce in a Watts. I don't wanna change cause I'm good where I'm at. Mob tie, so I'm always good where I'm at. Word to Junior, Jazzy, Baby J. Tell them when I die, put my money in a grave.
Couple figures, kill a skull and collect. She then she on to the next. Really living large, she ain't all with a Mac. When you thinking small in the mall with a rat. Roll with us if you really wanna get it. Go get a $500,000 in a Sprinter. Phone ringing, no a big tipple. I got the hook up and there really no limit. Dead brokers in you DNA. Ricky Smile is indicated with the look, just another state case. Bury mine, but Chase Bank time to bounce. Gotta count on my allowance. Reaching, so I gotta rewrite it. Dripping like I got $1 zillion. Got the trap jumping like Zion when I'm rebounded. Then I'm out, and I never talk about it. The homie squad, but we all smoke the loudest. Rich, and I'm really being modest, cause the way I do my deals never treated like an artist want the house. You could DM my account. My DM 6 figures and I'm counting. 9 figures was the goal till I hit the east. They ain't living, so bury mine with me. Ross got it.
When I die, put my money in a grave. I really gotta put a couple in their place. Really just lapped every in a race. I really might tap realist on my face. Lil CC, let it slap with the bass. I used to save with a mask in a cave. Now I'm like, nah, love, I'm good, go away. Ain't about to die with no money I done gave you.
What you think is what you say. And what you say is what you do. And what you do becomes your legacy.
I was made for this. You know that I was made for this. Oh yeah. I was made for this. You know that I was made for this. Alright. I was made for this. You know that I was made for this.
You know how many times I've wanted to quit, where I've just said, it's enough, I can't.
Someone hit your block up, I take.
It's enough, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore. You know how many times I've had the greatest athletes that I've dealt with, that sometimes I just look at them and I could just tell that they just don't have it at that moment. But the difference is, the key is they don't have it.
Hey, good evening and welcome to 10X Owners Live. This is a live program that we do each and every Tuesday. It is a massive program today. Tim Grover, if you are here expecting to hear greatness, you will get just that with Tim Grover today, joining Brandon Dawson. My name is Buck Wise, Chief Marketing Officer for Cardone Ventures, and I'd like to take a quick shot and show you that while we are in quarantine, we've built a mock studio All of the production crew are 6 feet apart from one another, but let's take that shot and look outside at Brandon Dawson's house. I'm actually in the garage. You can see these are the cars. There we go. We've got the live drone shot outside. See the little building off to the side? That's actually the garage. That's where I'm standing right now with our crew. And Brandon Dawson is getting prepared to come on here in just a minute. I believe not only do we have Tim Grover, and he's obviously, you've watched the Michael Jordan documentary. He's a big part of the success, motivation, and inspiration in Michael Jordan's life. But I believe Uncle G is going to be making an appearance today too. But let's welcome really quickly my buddy Jared, who always joins me in the pre-show. Jared is the president of Cardone Enterprises, and it's always great to have my co-host with me for 10X Owners Live. Really quickly, while they're bringing up Jared, I have to say hi to our new business owners coming to 10X Owners Live. Hello to Mark Bailey and Axel Doctors 360. Matthew Edwards from Edwards Nutrition Group. It's great to have you with us, Matt. And then Doug from Doug's Custom Paint and Body. I also want to say really quickly hi to Kingsway Christian High School. The junior and senior classes are part of their business assessment of what they're doing in school is joining 10X Owners Live. So hopefully all of you from that high school are taking notes because there's going to be a lot of knowledge today. All right, where's Jared? We got Jared?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Hey, buddy. How are you, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I got to tell you, there's a lot of buzz in the air. People love Tim Grover, man. I know you had Tim Grover for the mastermind when we were at GrowthCon, and I got to spend a little bit of time with him in the room. And every time he speaks, I just want to jump 10 feet higher,
So I actually was the one who booked Tim the first time at GrowthCon.
Yeah, he was GrowthCon 2, right?
I think it was the first GrowthCon, actually.
Was it? Okay.
And I had gotten a copy of his book and read it and was like, Grant, we got to get this guy. He's like, who's this guy?
Yeah, Relentless, right? Yeah.
Michael Jordan, I don't know, If you think he's going to do good, then bring it.
That sounds like something Grant would say.
Dude, and he absolutely slayed it.
Yeah.
And Grant and Tim have been good friends ever since because they are they're two guys cut from the same cloth.
They really are.
That they think about things, and they both have done amazing, incredible, great things. So super excited about tonight.
Yeah, I love what Tim cut a little video promo for us, and we've been putting that out on social, and he's like, business owners, I know that you own your business, but who owns you? And I'm like, oh my God, you feel persecuted immediately that you're not doing enough. It's so great.
Yeah. The thing I like about Tim is because he does a lot of the same stuff that Grant does, he challenges you and stretches you and thinks you and makes you think about where the line actually is.
Right.
And, Grant takes positions and says things, and Tim takes positions and says things that really get people to take one or two steps in that direction is a massive move for somebody.
Right.
But, these guys are at level 10.
It's so true.
And I'm super excited.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the emergency business response today. We've got a book and a webinar that we're going to be presenting to business owners on how to react and how to respond when an emergency or crisis in your business happens. And so for a lot of businesses, they've never been through anything like this. They've never felt the climate quite like we're feeling today with COVID-19. And so when we start thinking about what is it that you need to do to prepare as a business, it's interesting as I start to see federal and local regulations come through, they're going to start requiring businesses to have these COVID procedures available on demand for like how you're staggering your customers, washing uniforms on site, one entrance and one exit, or screens where there's contact with client. Like there's going to be so many new weird regulations, and so many business owners are struggling with just the fundamentals of scaling their business in this kind of climate, So I'm excited to hear Grant, Brandon, and Tim tonight all talk about what it is to prepare yourself for any emergency business.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately because there is access to information today like what was it, 9 years ago or 10 years ago in 2008, 2009, 2010.
Right.
There's so much more access to information right now, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. It's more important now than ever to really lock into people who are proven, who have had a long track record of success. That's why I love the relationship that we have with you guys, Buck, because, Brandon and you both have like really, really established long careers in helping consult people. And so if this is your first time on this call this week, like the purpose of this call is to provide business owners with the opportunity to get access to information to improve their situation today.
Yeah.
And, there's shows like this that they do that are available to you. They have 10X Cardone Ventures has workshops. They have coaching programs. They have consulting programs. They have partnership programs. They'll invest in your business. So this really is a place to come for the business owner who is looking to not just survive, but really figure out how to jump out of this thing that we're going through and go to like level 10.
Right.
Because this is a very temporary situation. Like, you're probably planning on being in business for the next 10 or 20 years, maybe even longer.
Sure.
We're going to have to wear masks and do all that weird stuff for probably 6 months or 7 months or 8 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a temporary thing. It's a glimpse. And like Buck was saying, you really need to focus now. I mean, most business owners needed to focus on the bricks, the fundamentals, the X's and O's, the blocking and tackling, and they weren't doing enough of that before. So it's even more important now than ever.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. You and I have had not only our own careers, but also our careers with Brandon and you subsequently with Grant. And what has been interesting to me is the minute this all took place is that you can see the fact that Brandon and Grant have both been through this before. You could tell immediately that it's like, wow, this is weird. This is like, I have a 15-year career in marketing, right? But I wasn't at the seniority level that they've been at for such a longer period of success to be able to navigate through all these pain points of an emergency.
Yeah, it's almost like a bike or a tool that they haven't used for a long time, or it's like, we got to run a new play. We got to go, oh, I remember, it's fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. We got to go to the 2-minute drill. Okay, we got to run a new play right now, guys. And they just fall right into it. And, every business owner has the opportunity to do that, but you can either learn through experiences and failures and all those things that take time and are expensive, or you can get connected with groups like Cardone Enterprises, Cardone Ventures, Cardone Training Technologies to help navigate through it. And that is, the purpose of bringing you guys this content and information is to give you actionable tools that you can go use in your business, with the hope that you guys come to us for more. You come to us for help. You come to our events. You become a part of the community, and hopefully we can become a partner in your business with you.
I love that. This morning I saw Grant go live. He was driving into the studios to cut some content down there in Miami, Florida, Aventura, Florida, and he was doing a live with your buddy. Who's the rapper that's investing into Cardone Capital now?
Oh, Rich the Kid.
Yeah, Rich the Kid. Did he do 10 million like he said he was into Cardone Capital?
We'll see.
We'll see. Awesome. Jared, anything you want to talk about before we kick it over to Brandon?
Well, we've got something super excited that we're getting ready to launch. I mean, we've got a few things. We just inked a deal for Sirius XM Radio, so Grant's going to be on Sirius.
Wow,
now.
That's incredible.
So we're super excited about that, and we're getting ready to launch a webinar for the end of the month on the other side of Grant's business, which either you do or you don't know about, but it's extremely sizable. He owns almost $2 billion of real estate. And we are doing a webinar at the end of the month because in Grant's eyes, this is the biggest opportunity in real estate in most people's lifetime. Like this is of anything that's happened over the last 50 years, this is the biggest opportunity for people looking to get involved in real estate and figure out how to invest in real estate.
Right.
So that will be May 28th. You can register for that at grantcardone.com/REI, real estate investing, REI. grantcardone.com/REI.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. Always great to have you on, buddy. And
good to be here.
I'll chat with you again soon.
Take care.
See you, dude. All right, a couple of rules really quick before we head over to see Tim Grover, Brandon Dawson, and Grant Cardone tonight. Number one, have your cameras on. I mean, it is hysterical, the new world that we live in with Zoom. You should have your cameras on, like we're face to face. Now is the time that we need to see one another since we're not physically in the same space. The next rule is I really do want you to comment, and comment often. In fact, I want to do a health check right now. I want to see who's in the chat room and how is your business doing. Give me your name, your business, and how your business is doing right now. But do not spam the comments. Do not start spamming with links over and over. You will get booted if you start doing that. And then the last tip here before we kick off, put your screen in speaker view. There's two views in Zoom. You've got the gallery view, which is like large scale, lots of people, or you've got the speaker view, and that gives you a better experience. We're gonna bring up all the relevant people into our big speaker view, so it's just a better experience for you if you do that. Without any further ado, we've got Tim Grover on the show today. Coming up next with 10X Owners Live. Here we go, let's get ready.
Stand by, live in 3, 2, 1. Stand by camera, stand by audio.
The whole purpose of this show is to engage with business owners, be able to answer questions for people that will give them some insight and perspective. How to grow and scale a business, even when caught off guard with something like what we're dealing with right now.
Welcome to 10X Owners Live. Here's Brandon.
Hey everybody, it's Brandon Dawson and welcome to 10X Owners Live on this beautiful Tuesday in sunny Vancouver, Washington. We're very excited tonight. We have Tim Grover joining us, and for anybody who's been watching The Last Dance, you should know who Tim Grover is. And I want to do a special shout out to the Kingsway Christian High School junior and senior class, for those of you that are watching, to do your notes on what you learned about growing and building a business. So welcome to the show. So what we're going to be doing between now and when Tim Grover joins us is we're going to be talking about all the business owners that we've been working with for the past few weeks here, helping them identify how to build their business, scale, and prepare for the future. Because a lot of business owners, I mean, this happened so fast, so many business owners were caught off guard. And to be honest with you, we've had about 10 years of growing our businesses with the least amount of resistance. Unemployment was at an all-time low come February. I think it was down to 3.5%. The economy was screaming along, and a lot of business owners were just trying to manage and control the growth that they were going through. Then, as we know, we all slammed into this COVID-19 wall, and businesses have been struggling beyond anything most business owners have ever had to relate to. And quite honestly, in my career, I've never seen anything quite like this as well. So when emergencies or crises happen, the question you have to ask yourself is, what do I do? So I'll tell you from my standpoint, here's my personal response to a crisis or an emergency. First thing I do, I ask the question, am I okay? Depends on what it is that's going on, but that's the first question. If I'm okay, I can get to the next question. Second question I ask is, are the people I love and care about, are they okay? Third question I ask is, how much time do I have before I must absolutely react? And the reason this is important is because if I have 1 minute, I've got to make fast decisions and I got to rely on intrinsic and intuitive responses. If I got 1 hour, I can take a deep breath and start formulating a strategy. If I have a day, I get a little bit more time. If I have a week, if I have a month, if I have 6 months. Now, the reason this is important is because the longer you have between the moment you realize something really bad has just happened until you actually have to start dealing with it, the longer you can give yourself to process the information, to be able to find the right people and ask the right questions, and look to people
that are demonstrated examples in what it is you want to do to deal with your crisis or emergency when it comes to business. Finding those people and listening to them and having enough time between the moment you realize something bad's happened to when you have to act on it, that is a crucial window of time. And being able to find the right people with the right information that's relative to helping you, that's exactly what I do. And then I determine how swiftly I have to react versus instantly reacting. There's so many intricacies to what you're talking about, Brandon. While it sounds simple on the surface level, it sounds like, right, okay, think, am I okay? Is my family okay? How much time do I have? There's so many details operationally, marketing, from a marketing standpoint, what do you do? From a finance standpoint, what do you do? From an HR, from a people standpoint. So just before we bring Tim on, who's standing by and ready to go, I did want to mention that we do have a webinar that is going to be really, really helpful for business owners that are going, yes, I need this information. It's cardoneventures.com/response. Think about your emergency business response. cardoneventures.com/response is going to get you signed up for that webinar. It's only $49.95. The link is right here below me. $49.95 gets you into this webinar where Brandon and the rest of his team, the entire executive team, is going to help you walk through the processes of how to get through any emergency and scale. But right now, Tim Grover is on, and we're going to bring him up and get some real inspiration for what we should be doing. Tim, are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
He's here. He made it.
I was here. I hold all of Brandon's talk. I don't know. You guys couldn't find me.
Oh, you know what the beautiful thing about Zoom is when there's hundreds of people on it, you got to fish through every screen to find the most important guy.
You just got to look for the most handsomest guy on the screen. How difficult can it be?
That's awesome. Well, listen, Tim, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. And obviously, you know, so many people are so excited to hear from you with everything going on with The Last Dance and your career of just developing elite level athletes. And what a career you've had. And so just having you on the show.
Can we name the athletes? There's so many.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you name them for us?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, Tracy McGrady, Jay Wills. I mean, I've had over 1,000 professional athletes that have worked under my tutelage.
Yeah, and if you think about it, just the names you mentioned are like the top of those athletes. And I think the reason I was so excited, besides you just being a phenomenal guy, is I think business owners didn't fully appreciate the nuance between the average professional and the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of professionals. And I know that you know that answer. I know you know that secret. And I think more than ever, business owners, as they're thinking about how they're going to come back and rebound off of this, really need to think about what it's going to be like to be an elite level performer at whatever they're doing. And I know that you have the keys that will unlock that magic. And I know you're going to share it with us tonight.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. We always talk about, I don't train pro athletes. I train professional athletes. There's a big difference between a pro and a professional. A pro is somebody that reaches being able to play a pro sport. A professional is an individual that excels at that sport in the highest level. So we have a bunch of people that in all businesses that are either pros or are professionals. And if you want to be a professional, you have to take yourself, your mindset, your attitude, your game, your resources, whatever it is, to make yourself a professional organization, to make yourself a professional individual. All right, don't satisfy for them to classify you as a pro. And every individual in any business, I've always said this, you may not be a physical professional athlete, but we are all professional athletes from a mental standpoint, because it's a new game. Even before this pandemic, it was a new game every single day. You don't know who your competition is. You don't know what the day is going to bring. You don't have a script to follow. All right, well now it's totally changed. So this is a time where everyone don't try to go into reinventing yourself. Go into reinvesting in yourself and figuring out a different way to reinvest and make yourself more of a professional to adapt to whatever the new way of doing business is. And we still don't know what that is. And it's going to change for everybody here. I'm fortunate enough to know some of the people that are on this call. We have firefighters on there. The way they have to go of being a professional is completely different now. We have people that homeschool that have to homeschool their kids. They have to figure. So this is changed for everybody. So this is the best time to make the transition from being a pro at something, which makes you good, to becoming a professional at something, which really makes you great and unstoppable. And the resources are all available to all the individuals out here.
That is such a great point, Tim. And I think that is the increment between being a good business owner and being an elite business owner. Yes. Pressing into those little granular increments and developing themselves. And that's why I quite honestly partnered with Grant Cardone, which I heard he might be on the show with us here. But I partnered with him because Grant is so committed and dedicated, as you know, and you guys have worked together, been friends for a long time, and you've spoken at his conferences, but he's so dedicated to developing people in the increments, stretching their mind, stretching their skill sets, stretching their activity, and pushing them, which is the whole point of 10X Rule. Be much bigger, be much more bold, be much more courageous. And I'm going to bring Grant on in a couple minutes, but why don't you describe your impression of Grant?
Well, Grant is, listen, whether you like Grant or not, that's for you to decide. But there's no one out there that can't say you can't respect him for the results that he's gotten. All right. He's not trying to win a popularity contest. All right. He's about results. All right. He's about results, not only for himself, but for each individual that he gets a chance to touch. It's all about going farther. It's all about not being satisfied. It's getting something done and getting ready for what's next. It's always pushing the boundaries. It's always pushing the limitations. It's always adapting. It's always overcoming. And he's an individual that, he's got a great life story of where he's come from and all the things that he's had to overcome. But the best part of it is he doesn't even bring those things up because those things are in the past. He's like, yeah, I'm at a certain level now, but I need to keep going. There's still more for me to do. And that's what he wants to convey to everybody. There's still more to do. Everybody may not agree with his methods, the way he does things, but the one thing you have to understand is he's the same person all the time. And that's what I respect about him. No matter when I talk to him, how I deal with him, when you see him on social media, when you hear him talk, the people he brings into the business like yourself, right? They're the same person. You know exactly what you're going to get and what his standards are.
I love that. I love the way you describe him because for me, when I sold my business, I had made a lot of money in my career. But I knew I needed someone who's going to push me further, push me harder, and stretch. John Maxwell talks about stretching your rubber band, man, almost till it breaks. And I was looking for somebody that I could draft behind that was going to be as hard on me as they were on themselves. And we've been partners now a year, and it's just been remarkable the amount of work and the things that we've been able to do together. I would love to bring Grant on right now. Now, I can't have you and Grant on the same time because of the way the control box work, but I'll bring Grant on and then I'll bring you back. So why don't we bring Grant on right now?
Grant may not want me to come back.
There's the boss man. Hey, GC.
I love Tim Grover. You know how I feel about you, man.
Same way. Hey, make sure. Hey, give my best to the new additions to the family, Cash and Flow.
Yeah, you like those little dudes? I took on 2 liabilities.
Yes, you did, and he even posted it in his social media. He had, I don't know which one he had, Cash or Flow, and he put an L by liability right here.
Totally, dude. Totally got weak. You know, this whole quarantine thing got me weak. So, hey, I just want to say to everybody here, you guys get a chance to spend time with Brandon Dawson and Tim Grover. Well done. Well done on you that you guys are able to pull in this kind of power.
Yeah, I was thinking I was at airport.
Oh, you got some muting issues going on, but amazing. I just want to just remind everybody that's watching tonight, 478 people, you guys decided to spend the evening with Brandon Dawson and Tim Grover. So put two big check marks. Give yourself two big check marks for doing the right thing today. You gotta find the successes in life and squeeze them, because they're going to be harder and harder to find here over the months to come.
So
Number
true.
two, I would love to see what you guys want to know, in the chat. What would you ask Tim Grover tonight? This is a man, and I've had a lot of people on my stages. This man understands me better than like most of my family. Even some of the people I work with. Tim Grover is a person that has never not understood my like a lot of people misunderstand me. Tim Grover does not misunderstand me. He completely understands what is driving me, what is motivating me, and the only way you can do that, because I am incorrectly judged by a lot of people, and a lot of people even close to me, frankly. So the only way you can correctly assess somebody's true motivation is you have to understand what is pinned up underneath the why of an individual. Now we hear a lot about find the why. This is a guy that understands the why better than anybody I know. If you want to be a champion, that whole list of athletes that he gave you, I'm like, why didn't you add my name, man?
Listen, I'm giving you enough accolades already. I mean, listen, you know what? I'll add another name. I'll add another name to that extraordinary list. Elena Cardone.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
Okay. So because like a ball player only has what, 5 or 6 years on average, Tim?
Yeah, on average, yes, a professional athlete. In football, less than that.
Yeah, a person with a business career, guys. My career, I've been doing this. My career has been since I was 23 years old. It's a full 40 years right now. Like, LeBron is going to invest more money this year in himself than most business people will their entire career. Yep. So invest in coaches, invest in mentoring, keep finding things you can invest in right now. I think you said, Tim, reinvest, don't reinvent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen, Grant, look at yourself. No matter what things are thrown at you, all the people that come at you, what do you always do? When you put on that fantastic event, at the 10X event in Vegas. What did you do with all that money? You reinvested.
Yeah.
You didn't try to reinvent. You reinvested. You reinvested in your clients. You invested in yourself. You invested in the business. You invested to continue to grow. You started at, when I first did the event, when it was 5,000 people, and
I think that was 2,200 people, but it felt like 5,000 to you.
Right. All right. And then this one was how many? You sold out what? You sold out every freaking ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6 weeks before the event even took off. That's what I'm talking about. Too many people now with a pandemic and everything. Oh, I got to reinvent myself. If you got to reinvent yourself, that means you never believed in yourself to begin with. Well, you never believed yourself. And how many times, every time something happens, oh man, I got to reinvent myself. By the time you're reinventing all you got nothing but spare parts.
Yeah, so Tim, let me ask you this, and I want you guys to post in the chat box. I don't know if Tim knows how to use this computer yet, but Tim, there's a chat on the right to where you're looking.
Man, just listen. Go ahead. I got some miles ahead.
So you guys, I want you guys to post your questions there, but I want to ask you this, Tim. these guys, the Jordans, the Kobe's, blah, 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 right? They doubted themselves, right? Because I doubt myself all the time.
That's what you're supposed to doubt yourself. All right. Everyone talks about, listen, I'm afraid. You're supposed to be afraid. You're supposed to doubt. If you're not afraid and you're not doubting yourself, your goals and ambitions aren't big enough. They're supposed to scare you. They are supposed to scare you. They're supposed to challenge you. All right. That's what they're supposed to do. All right.
So what do I do though when my fear in this business environment, there's fear and uncertainty everywhere. How does a person, because I'm being told by everybody around me I did the wrong thing. I did this video and I shouldn't have done that, and I did this and I shouldn't have done that, right? And I'm
but
like,
you know what? And I'm gonna stop. You know why you're being told that? Because they didn't have the nuts to do it.
Uh-huh.
That's why. Because everybody else during this time is looking, but like, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You know why you shouldn't do this? The reason they're saying that is because they didn't have the balls, the courage, whatever you want to call it, to move forward and to continue this. This is the best time for everybody to get sympathy from everybody else for not pushing yourself, for not working hard, for not being achievement. This gives everybody an excuse not to be successful, not to have money, not to have the things that you want. And majority of the people are going to jump on that, because you know what? Here's the difference. You and I offer help. Most people don't look for help. They look for comfort. They don't look for help from other individuals. They look for comfort. They look for the person to say, oh, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Me, I come in, no, it's your freaking fault. It is your fault. It may not be all of your fault. It may be some of your fault, but either way, it's still your responsibility. It's still your responsibility.
So what would you tell everybody here? Like, okay, guys, you're scared. You're worried about money. You're worried about your retirement account. You're worried about maybe unemployment. You're worried about, unemployment. Maybe people can't come out and buy your product. You're worried about everything around you. Is there something, 1, 2, 3, that you would tell these guys to push through?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. There is no 1, 2, 3. Everybody's 1, 2, 3 is going to be different. All right. Everyone in here has had enough time, and you've had enough isolation to be able to figure some things out in your business life, in your personal life. This has taught you there's a gap. There's a gap somewhere that needed to be filled. All right. This took everyone out of their comfort zone. All right. And now you have to figure out what it is to bring you back. I've never had to create online content. I've been creating online content. I've been doing more stuff on social media. I've been talking to individuals who I know have gone through things in their life, because they're the ones that know how to deal with this stuff. You still have to have a plan. You may have to deviate from that plan a little bit, but don't let this pandemic scare you into another life, into a life that you don't want. All right? Because you're going to have, you're always going to have two regrets. All right? I'd rather have the regret of I gave everything I had, I gave everything inside of me, and I didn't get where I wanted to go, than have the regret of not even taking that chance, not even taking that risk, not even taking that effort. There's enough resources out there. The one thing you can still do is you can still invest in yourself. Cardone, Grant and them, Grant, Brandon and all them, they offer all these classes, all this stuff. But what people don't understand is how much free content you guys put out there on a regular basis. Grant, you probably put out more free content than any individual that I know.
Tim, I want to jump in here with you and Grant real quick. When I was watching The Last Dance and the point in time where you came in and Michael Jordan got the whole team to say, hey, we're not going to screw around this summer. We lost. We're going to hunker down. We're going to start training together. We're going to come together as a team. We're going to start putting weight on. We're going to get serious about winning. That mind shift into a winning mindset, taking time that most people would take off. When I think of people like Grant, I think of people like you, Tim, and then the way I view myself is that's the catalyst to move into those things. That's what Grant did. That's what I did. That's what you've done. Instead of saying, okay, well, we can be home now, so we'll see what happens with the business. In fact, I talked to a business owner today that's been following the exact process between training that Cardone has been talking about, routine, writing your goals down, train your teams, be aggressive, stretch your thinking. When this hit, he called me and he said, all my competitors are shutting down. I don't know what to do. We walked through the protocols, the response, here's do this, this, this. He called me today and he said, my best month of revenue ever was $250,000 a month, and that was in January of this year. He said, I did $220,000 of revenue last week. I'm driving around right now and all my competitors are shut down and everyone's coming to me. The reason I bring this up is because I view Grant's position when all this happened and what he's trying to tell people, the same with you and the same what I'm trying to do is get people to look the other direction. Don't go where everybody else is going, but hunker down and use this moment to train. And Grant's been just pounding on the table saying, use this time to get your team aligned, to get them trained, to get them ready. What say you about that, Tim?
Yeah, you know what? Because here's the thing. Everybody wants to be in the middle of the pack because you can't be seen in the middle of the pack. All right. So now what this pandemic has done, it has, everyone has to stay in their space and whatever it is. I know in Florida, you guys have eased up a little bit over there. In Chicago, we're still stuck, but everybody wants to sit in the center. It's just like when you're a kid early, everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to fit in, but the people you idolize the most are the ones that stand out. This is going to determine who are the individuals that have the ability to stand out. This is what the pandemic has done, and you just mentioned it, Brandon. For a lot of you individuals, it's taken away your competition. It's washed them out. It's gotten rid of them. It's done the work for you. Now, can you capitalize on that, or are you one of those individuals that's going to be in the middle of that pack where everything got washed out? This is the time to stand separate, stand up, stand out loud, believe in your abilities, believe in your coaches, and go after what you want.
And when you talk about that, that's when Grant talks about people, like people that misunderstand him. Look, I've been Grant's business partner for a year, and here's the thing. If Michael Jordan told you, yeah, I'm kind of serious, I want to win next season, so I'm going to kind of work out, and when you said, he says 6 reps, and you go, I know he's going to do 12. I think the people that don't read Grant correctly or understand him is because Grant is always expecting you to do 12. And if you can do 12, he wants 15. And if you do 15, he wants it 10x. Because that mentality pushes you beyond your comfort zone, and too many people rely on their comfort zone. And I think that for me, he's been talking about what's amazing is in November, he told me, hey, Brandon, don't buy your own plane because there's going to be a whole adjustment in the marketplace. It's coming and it's going to be big. Now, none of us saw this happening. And then he's been telling people, don't buy homes, invest your money in things that will generate passive income. He's been telling people train because one day it's not going to be easy to have your job. And people are like, in February, yeah, but unemployment's 3.5%. Why would I need to worry about it? Think about how many things have happened in less than 4 months. And yet his talk track has not changed in 10 years because of what he experienced in 2009, 2010. And so when you think about having the right coach, sometimes those coaches are going to stretch you well beyond your comfort zone, but that's their job. For a lot of people who enjoy mediocrity, it's going to be very uncomfortable. And to your point, the people hiding in the pack are going to be looking to excuse their inability or desire to be in the front of the pack. Grant, you have anything to say about that?
Go ahead, Grant.
I just love being with you, Tim.
So I'm glad your hair is growing back too.
No, man, trust me. I'll tell you all about that. Yeah, look, I just brought that question up for Tim because it is, I just want everybody here to know, it is difficult to stand out front.
Especially during this time.
Even more so because everybody's going wiggy.
Yep.
You know, I told my staff 6 weeks ago, I said, look, guys, internally, watch out for everybody bugging out internally. People are going to start doing nutty things. You're going to start trying to make sense of craziness. How many of you here have employees? Just write in the chat, how many employees do you have? If it's none, put in 0. Whatever you're going through, all 35 of those people are going through times 10.
Yep.
And this is what people are not understanding. It's the team, man. Okay. I guarantee Jordan, I don't know anything about Michael Jordan, but I assure you, he only pushed the people around him because he pushed himself.
Oh, 100%. You go by example.
Yeah.
Right? You listen, the one thing I guarantee, the one thing Grant doesn't sell, Brandon doesn't sell, I don't sell. And that's talk. Because talk is cheap. Talk always will be cheap. If that talk does not follow by an action, all right, you're not going to get anywhere. You can train with all the best coaches. You can have the best programs out there. You can buy all the courses. You can buy all the real estate courses. You can buy Cardone U. You can buy the Relentless System. You can buy anything out there. Unless you take time to put those principles into action, all you're doing is building a library.
Yeah, and I'm just mentioning it. By the way, Tim, I would just tell people it's better to have a library than a big TV.
Oh, no question.
I'll tell you, every one of you here, there are books that I have bought. And like everybody here knows I'm an action guy. But there's books, I have bought books that I never read, that the title stuck in my head so hard.
Yep.
That, I'm like, I know the book I'm thinking of right now. I never read the book, but I know it influenced the direction of my life. So,
right.
You guys you can't take action if you don't have the program.
Right. Exactly. I know the name of the book. One fish, blue fish, three. One fish, two fish, three fish.
No, it wasn't. But I just wanted to say for you guys, like, the book was how to create a real estate empire or something about a real estate empire. But I never read the book.
Right.
The point is, you guys do have programs. Okay, and when Tim is taking action or talking about taking action, what I'm suggesting to you is if you have 35 employees or 8 or 4, you cannot push them if you don't push you. And Michael Jordan, I guarantee you, he MF'd everybody around him,
including me,
because that's what he did to himself in the mirror.
Yes.
So I'm telling you that because if you have a manager that is soft, if you have a leader on your team that is soft, if you are soft, it's because you're soft on you and then you're going to be soft on them.
It's funny. If you go back, if you ask this question, you said, hey, what teacher had the most influence on you? And everybody no one will mention, the teacher, he or she was so nice. They'll mention the teacher that pushed them, that held them accountable, that made them feel uncomfortable, that did all the things to help them grow. But it's funny, as you get older, you want to get away from that, and you want to try to you try to find cloud 9 when you haven't earned cloud 1. Mm-hmm. And the people and the most relentless individuals out there, the ones that constantly push themselves, they don't even want cloud 9. They don't want to feel soft. They don't want to feel comfortable. Right? That's the worst feeling that they can have.
100%. I actually did that after I sold my business. I spent 6 months trying to be soft, and I hated myself. That's why I endured going out and finding Grant Cardone with Natalie and submitting to his relentless smashing of the table, saying, get out there and make things happen, help people. This is one of the things that's been inspiring for me, because when this all hit, the first thing that happened is Grant picked up the phone and he called his whole leadership team around the country. Different ones of us run different things, and I'm fortunate to be his business partner. But he called, first thing he said is, what are you doing? Do more of it. Make yourself accessible. This is not a time for you to sit back either. Like, go into full throttle. 10x any thoughts that you have right now and be ever present with every ounce of support and help that we can give to people. And I swear to you, between Grant's programs and my own programs, we're on calls every single week with a couple thousand business owners, helping them make instantaneous decisions to improve their lives. In fact, I think we might have some of the guests that have some questions. Yep. Do you want to ask, Buck, why don't you sure. pick someone?
This would be the most questions ever asked in any 10X Owners Live. So obviously,
that's because I asked him.
That is true.
Dwayne, either that or we're doing a terrible job explaining it. One of the two.
I think it's the mind share, all three of you together at one place. There's so many questions. Dwayne Jones is going to be our first question here. Let's pull Dwayne up. All right, Dwayne, what's your question, buddy?
The question I had was, I have...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Lost his connection?
Cut yourself out.
All right, go to the next guy.
Tim David. Tim David has a question.
Hello?
And Tim, tell us what your business is.
Oh, Dwayne's back. Okay, we'll go with Dwayne. Go ahead, Tim.
Me or Tim?
Sorry.
Do Tim first, and then
Go
we'll
ahead,
do you.
Dwayne.
Dwayne, go.
Okay,
That's why you don't want more than one coach.
I'm a general contractor in Memphis, Tennessee, and my business has changed. I had remodeling, I had new construction. But basically, I have homeowners that don't want me to come in their homes. How do I communicate with them about new changes and implementation? Do I email? Do I make phone calls? Do I send letters? And then going forward, I had to downsize my staff. So how do I go about telling these guys that I no longer can use their service until things pick back up? I mean, I want to be diplomatic, but I just have to be realistic about the sizing of my company.
So I'm going to bow out of this because, listen, there's the other two people on this call. You know, Brandon and Grant are much more of an expert to answer this than I would be.
Yeah. Number one, what I'm going to do is, this is a blessing. You don't have to go in their home.
Right.
You need to send more proposals out without walking inside. Number one, the people that you're going to let go, you need to give them an opportunity. Say, look, I got to take you off the payroll, but you want to lose two things or one thing? He's like, what do you mean? You want to lose a job and the pay, or you want to lose just the pay? Nobody should be leaving their job right now, folks. Like, I don't even know what people are doing. When people get terminated, they should be like, that means you're not going to pay me, right? Because I ain't leaving. So there's two things that come with a job. One is a job, and two is the pay. Three is the opportunity. People shouldn't leave the first one. If you're going to lose the money, don't lose the opportunity. Stay on the field. I know that Tim would support me in saying, stay on the court.
Listen, let me tell you the story. When I worked for Michael for the first 3 years, I didn't even get paid. I didn't ask him for any money. All right. You know, I was still training other people in the health club or so forth, but I saw the opportunity. I saw what was ahead. So the money, like Grant said, that was like I wasn't worried about that. And there's some certain time. Listen, we all need money to survive. You know, we all need money to be happy. I don't care what anybody says. You know, that's one thing Grant and I are very aligned on. All right. But, you know, if you had those things, it's exactly what Grant says. So listen, what are you going to lose? You're going to lose all three? Mm-hmm. No.
The other thing is, you know, is you can rally your team. This is the rallying. This is what Michael Jordan did when he said to his team, we're not going to lose again. Let's come together. The one thing you can do is, a lot of people are trapped at home, and the first thought is, I wish I had done all these things that I had put off, because
I'm stuck in my home for the last 2 or 3 months. Your team could be walking around with masks and gloves and sticking little flyers on every single canvassing, every single neighborhood saying, if there's anything you ever thought of doing that you wish you had done, let us quote it for you as soon as we can do it. Use this opportunity to build relationships, find new clients, and address the marketplace, be advertising things about, because you can use this so that when everything does open up, you're way ahead of your competitors. So doing nothing and just waiting is a problem. Use this opportunity to get in front of new clients, develop relationships. The telephones work. Be making 100 calls a day to every single house on every single block. Take your tradesmen and teach them to also be business development people and align. If they want to get paid and they want to have a career, they need to do the work as well. Get them on Cardone, train them how to make those phone calls, go drop the flyers off, and go back to grassroots and prepare your business for the next growth. Is it Dwayne now?
And let me say one thing real quick. The only place where wishing is a strategy is at Disney World or Disneyland.
And they're both closed.
Right. So wishing is not a wishing is not a strategy.
Awesome. Let's pull up Erica. While we're pulling up Erica, Grant, look what I got in the mail today. Got my mask.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got my mask, buddy. My 10X mask.
See, while you're finding Erica, just the reason we did those masks. Go ahead, Erica. Just give me 1 second. But the reason we did those masks was just to stay in front of people. We lost money on the mask. But you got to think creatively about staying hot in the moment of the game.
Right.
And how quickly did you get those masks made?
Well, we sold them all before I had them made.
Well, that's just like your tickets.
Hey, that's the lesson for everybody
before I put the order in.
For everybody that's listening to this, you're hearing from a master how it works. If you believe in what you're doing and you're in front of it, you can sell it before you even have it. Erica, go ahead.
Hey guys, thank you so much for calling on me. Tim, Grant, Brandon, everybody, thank you so much. My question is for all of you, and for Tim especially, what advice would you have for the mindset, for getting over yourself, for pushing yourself, that 5 seconds or do the thing that's hardest? How can we get over ourselves?
Well, first of all, you got to be honest with yourself. All right, that's the thing. You know what? People always say, look in the mirror and you'll see your true self. No, because you look in the mirror every single day. It's what you're not willing to see in that mirror. All right, those are your gifts. Those are your tools. Those are your accelerators. The things you've been trying to hide from individuals. All right, that you're worried about being judged, what other people are going to think, what other people are going to say about you. Those things are your fuel. The things that you've been hiding, that you're worried about being judged on, that's the real you. A lot of times when you come out into the public or you come somewhere, you only bring half of yourself, and the half you bring is not the real self. And that's the one thing. Listen, we've been asked to do these kind of Zoom calls. You don't know how many my business partner Sherry gets on a daily basis, say, do this, do that. We're very selective of who we do it. And one of our criteria is you have to know exactly who you are. The people we do these Zoom calls for, and that's one of the things we talk about in the book, Relentless. It's one of my 13. You know exactly who you are. That's why Grant and Brandon, that's why Brandon and I get along so well, because each of us know exactly who we are. And we don't try to change those individuals. We accept those individuals. We understand what they're doing. We don't judge. We support. So how many people in this group really, really can honestly say they know exactly who they are? And until you do, you're not going to be able to move forward because you're so busy trying to find that individual, the real individual inside of you.
That's so well said. I want to answer Erica. So what we've done, because so many people are asking these kind of questions, we've created, especially for business owners or individuals that want to come back into the business they work in, and they want to be able to impact that business so substantially substantially, I can't say the word,
substantially
yeah. That, thank you, Buck, that they're ahead of their peers. Like, if you don't own your business, this is an opportunity for you to prepare yourself to come in and create such an impact in the business you're working in. Look, my president, first job he ever had when we sold the business, he made $10 million. You don't have to have your own business. You just have to be a grinder, and you have to be great at what you do, and you have to be committed to doing it. You can do it for somebody else, or you can do it and teach those people in your business. So we've created a webinar. So I'm going to have Buck talk to you guys about our offer here.
Sure, yeah. We've got not only a webinar, but a free book. Let's pull up the offer slide real quick. This is the Emergency Business Response webinar. This is over an hour of information. In 2 weeks, we're going to do this webinar live. You're going to learn from Brandon Dawson and the entire executive team. You're going to get advice on how to scale your business. Now, remember that Brandon was able to scale his business. I mean, you were winning awards in 2008, right?
Yeah, well, when the market downturned in 2008, 9, 10, and 11, I was on every one of those years, the Inc. 500, Inc. 5000 for fastest growing business. I had 3 Inc. Higher Power Awards for hiring more people as a percentage of my business than anyone in the United States, and 2 Entrepreneur of the Year awards. And my business went from 6 million in 2008. By 2011, I was doing 24 million. So, we built that business from scratch, no money out of pocket, didn't borrow any money, didn't raise any capital, no capital dilution at all, built it 100% organically with generating 50 million of profits, and then sold it for 77 times EBITDA, $150 million. Teaching people how to build businesses responsibly without giving away their value is like Tim Grover teaching an athlete how to move in the increments. If you don't have somebody who's done it, you don't have somebody who's committed to it, it is most likely improbable that you're just going to navigate and figure it out on your own. So this webinar is going to cover what to do right now. So put that back up so they can see what it is.
That's right. And you're going to get technical here. We're going to talk operations. We're going to talk marketing, what to do in an emergency and a crisis for your business. What to do from an HR standpoint. Do you hire? Do you fire? What's the circumstance? And what are the thresholds that you're going to be going through from a finance, from a modeling standpoint? So precise operational effectiveness and strategies that you're going to learn. We wanted to make this as affordable as possible for business owners across America. We know Grant has charged us as partners with him to help every business owner in America. So here's where you go, cardoneventures.com/response. That's cardoneventures.com/response. $49.95 gets you not only the emergency business response webinar, but the free book. The free book, which is filled with so much valuable information that our editors' heads are spinning with the amount of words that they have to run through. There's so many practical solutions and strategies for your business in the book and the webinar. We're giving you the book and the webinar, cardoneventures.com/response.
What I would say is that if you were wanting to be an elite level basketball player and you walked up to Tim Grover and you said, hey, Tim, would you be willing to train me? There is a certain process, and you would have had to already accomplish a certain level of things. What we're trying to do is bring that elite level of conditioning and training and experience based on my business partner, Grant Cardone, because he wrote the 10X rule coming out of 2008, 2009, 2010, and has created a huge empire. I've created my empire. Grover just keeps training the best people, the highest caliber athletes. The question I ask you is, if you don't have currently a mentor who can help you do that, where are you going to get this from? I know I get that source from Grant. I get it from people like Tim and my mentors, and we package this up and we're going to deliver it to you and help each and every one of you find a way through this and then position yourself not only to survive, but actually thrive by applying these same principles.
That's right. Let's go to Natalie, who has a question. Natalie Olivero. How are you, Natalie?
I'm good. Thanks so much for calling on me. My question for Tim is, what is your best advice on either becoming or staying a no-limit person, no matter what's happening around you?
You know what? Here's the thing. Everyone's looking for, there is no one piece of advice, but being limitless is not doubting and second guessing everything you do. If you think about what happens is people overthink. They overthink, they overanalyze. And when you overthink something, you create problems that don't even exist. And what happens is when you overthink, you freeze. You end up freezing. And once you freeze from a mental standpoint, it freezes you from a physical standpoint where you're afraid to move. So in order to have that limitless mindset, all right, it takes years and years of thinking, education, training, not to be able to think. And that, I always say the one thing about the greatest athletes that I've ever worked with, thinking is actually a distraction. Because if you're thinking, you're not in the moment. But it took them years and years and years and years of thinking not to be able to think. You just don't become limitless. You have to go through all these things. You have to fight through all these barriers that are limiting you, break through them, learn from them, move on from them. Then you become limitless. Then when you become limitless, something like this is going to hit you again. And then you go rely on the training that you've had in the past to take you to the next level of limitless.
Well said. Great. We got another question? Yeah, let's go to Stephanie, or actually Boot Boss Holly. How are you, Holly?
Hey, I'm good. I'm gonna take my headphones out.
Always good to have you.
My question for Tim was, in a culture where everyone pushes that we should share expertise on YouTube or social media, then what should we be doing to also maintain a competitive edge? So in micro markets like ourselves, we own a boot store, and in even local markets where I'm doing discussions, our competitors show up and they're sitting at the table and they're taking notes. So how would you?
Here's the thing. The one thing about a great coach is when a great coach recognizes when somebody else is more an expert at it than they are. The person to answer that question is Grant.
So nice of you, man.
No, it's true. It is. You're the one that about the YouTube and the social media and putting information out there. You know it way better than I do.
Yeah, I have been copied, knocked off, ripped off. Elena's getting hit on right now. People knocking her stuff off. And I'm like, look, Elena, you cannot worry about it.
Okay.
Like, this is a long game. What you guys need to do is measure the results of the victories. Don't worry about somebody playing down the street. So I'll tell people everything I'm doing because I know they can't execute.
Okay.
And I know that this goes back to this thing I was saying earlier about the people around you. How many employees do you have, Holly?
It's normally 6. We
Okay.
cut.
So let's say they have 6. They're all going wiggy right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody here, all those people that have all these employees here that I see, all your employees, trust me, everybody's bragging about this remote bullshit. This remote stuff is going to kill every company in America. People can barely make their beds. Okay. People need direction and guidance. We wouldn't have a military if it wasn't like, you sit there, this is the equipment you're going to get. You need nothing else but this. This is the guy you listen to. This is when you get up. This is when you go to bed. And James Allen's got 43 employees, 43 of them on any given day are in a million places. Like your competition has the same problem and they will never execute. And the best talent, I don't know what Tim thinks about this, but I have never been the most talented person.
No, you're not supposed to be. Yeah, listen, if I walk into a room or if anybody in this walks into a room and they're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong freaking room. You are in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Right?
And Holly, anybody can show up and go through the motions, but Tim's seen them all, right? The athletes that come in and they're lifting the same weights or they're going out and doing the same practice, but it's in the increments that you win, and it's in the increments that you create value. And I know on a personal level, you are so focused on granular incremental improvement, driving sales, doing the right thing, handling their customers the right way. It's those minute increments that build on each other. Anybody can run an ad, anybody can say something, anybody can be a pretender, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be in the execution, and you will be known for somebody who does what you say that you're going to do and does it better than everybody else. And that will eventually catch up to your competition, and it will disproportionately shift people to your business. It's a long road, you gotta be committed to it, and you gotta keep your head down, and you gotta not get distracted. Don't allow people to pull you. Grant talks about don't allow people to pull you to their level. They're going to try. You need to stay focused on where you're going, not where you're at right now, and be committed to that. Next question.
Yeah, and Holly, people see what I'm doing with my events. I mean, they see what I'm doing online. They see what I'm doing in my webinar. They see my pricing. They see all that, right? So, but then they go to try to execute it, and they're like, "Whoa, I lost my guy today." It's execution's execution's the Mac Daddy, and that's why Brandon wanted Tim tonight, because these guys that he's talking about, what did they all have in common? Teams. First of all, they all wanted to be there. Yep. They wanted to be there, and they wanted to be there before the money was part of the game. Tim was in this game before guys were being paid 40, 50 million bucks a year. Now it might be different, but I doubt it. I think because even in college, they weren't getting any money in high school and college. They want to be there. You got to find people that want to be there. And number two, even once they want to be there, Tim, again, knows more about this than I do. Even the superstars have to be corralled.
Oh, yeah, no question. You know what? It's funny. I have a saying, every time, well, not this year because of the pandemic, but we just had there was just the NFL draft, and it was done virtually. And it's funny, people work so hard to get to that moment. And for most of the people, a stud of that should be the beginning of their careers. That's the end of their careers, because they exhaled. They could no longer, not only the people that corralled them, they could no longer corral themselves. They were going out in all these different directions. So you have to hold yourself accountable. You stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. The same problems that you're having on a smaller scale, Grant and Brandon have had on massive scales.
And you look at these super talented guys that he's talking about. They still have schedules. They have their workout. They're looking at their workouts. They're looking at their meals. They're looking at, hey, who's their trainer? Who's their dietitian? Like, most business owners don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Like, I know business owners that don't even have a bookkeeper. Like, they're trying to keep their own books. They're trying to make their own sales. They're trying to do their own organization. They're trying to handle their own legal. Like, you guys gotta invest money right now at this time when things are scary, even scarier. Hey, your competition's terrified to spend money right now. Jeff Bezos said yesterday, hey, Amazon stockholders.
Yep.
Hold your asses. I'm about to spend everything we made.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. He's going to spend all the profits of the company and more. Why? Because he wants to expand into the contraction. Okay. The book you guys ought to be reading is the 10X Rule right now, and Relentless. And because the 10X Rule is about relentless. It is the reason I am disliked so much, is because of that constant go get some more. You think he's dead? Okay, go ahead and finish him off now. And you guys have to find that right now. This is an eat what you kill environment, regardless of how you vote.
Yeah, that's so well said, Grant. And I think that's the one thing for me. When I started in the 10X Rule, I realized that I was thinking too small. And I think for those business owners that are thinking, yeah, but how do I think so big? I need to start now. I'm dealing with things right now. Go to cardoinventures.com/response and register for this webinar. We're going to give you the tools, the resources, and most importantly, the proper thinking. In addition to that, We're going to cut through all the noise in the marketplace with the pretenders, with the people that have opinions, with the people that are throwing more fear out there. We're going to take you straight to execution mode. And then we're looking to build a relationship with business owners so we can help you transform your business, build a healthy business, or be a key contributor to a business. Everyone's invited that wants to participate in this. Look, if I was an employee, I get this question all the time. If I'm an employee and I'm working for somebody, none of this business stuff is for me. And I say to the contrary. The reason Brandon Dawson went at 25 and started his own business is because when I was an employee, I created and dedicated to creating the highest impact in anything I did and learning from the people around me that had so much seniority that then I went out on my own and I was able to have the skill set and the ambition and the courage to start my own thing. Every business owner is going to need that person today. So if you're a high-performing individual that wants to succeed, or if you're a business owner that wants to attract those people, or if you want to make the right choices today that will create the highest value, join us for the webinar, cardoneventures.com/response. Buck?
Yeah, we're going to take another question from Joseph here, but really quickly, I just want to say to the business owners that have already signed up for the webinar, thank you, Jean, Desiree Thompson, Joanne Logan, Brandon, Michael Callahan, Darren Pellman, Ken, Peter Kinding, James Ford, the list goes on and on. Thank you guys for signing up for that webinar. I did want to mention, if you are in a struggle right now and you are a business looking for immediate access to Brandon, there is a private roundtable. Really quickly, I wanted to mention this. If you want that access, the roundtable is $9.95 a month. Every week, you can hop on a Zoom call with Brandon and other business owners that are in your space, and you can get that mind share from other business owners and Brandon directly. It's a private group. It's $9.95. In order to participate in this, you do have to qualify with Josh. Josh will take your email at jdawson@cardoneventures.com, and Josh is in the chat right now. That's him right there. Look at him. There he is.
These guys learned from me good, huh, Tim?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Hey, before, listen, I got to acknowledge somebody in this group, and if I don't, everyone's going to be in trouble. Natalie.
Yeah,
I want to say hi.
Awesome.
She loves you, Tim. She really appreciates you and the wisdom, especially at the mastermind, that you taught all of us. Grant, you know, for a lot of people that don't see behind the scenes, Grant's always trying to take every resource, every asset, every relationship, and make it available. And trust me, he'll lean on Tim, he'll lean on me, he'll lean on everyone. The first experience I had with Grant Cardone is last year at GrowthCon. I went to see if this guy was serious about putting 35,000 people into Marlin Stadium in Florida. I had not experienced him before. I read his stuff and I was blown away by the experience online and watching him, but I thought anybody who's crazy enough to put 35,000 people on Super Bowl weekend in Marlin Stadium, if they can execute to that and put on one heck of a show, that's somebody I want to work with. I went in there and in the first 15 minutes, I was mind blown. We just came off of this GrowthCon with 13,000 people, but those people were elite business owners and high performance people. And what I can tell you is that if you want to learn from the best and you want to be surrounded by the best, spend the $49. Or if you're a business owner and you're requiring help right now, you're like, I need to make decisions, the $9.95 will put you in my private group. We answer every single question, and in a lot of those questions, I'll shoot a video response so you'll actually have it tagged to you so you can watch it over and over and over so you know exactly what to do with it.
Awesome. One last question, Joseph. Joseph, what's your question for Tim? I know he's got another Zoom call right after us, so I wanted to get Joseph's question in.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Uncle G, Brandon, and Tim Grover, you guys have been a huge inspiration to me. Tim, one of the biggest things, you know, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan were two of my biggest inspirations of all time. They continue to talk about discipline, and that's something that I continue to ingrain into my brain. What were one of the biggest things that you learned from Kobe and Michael Jordan about discipline? But more importantly, when it got really tough, what did they do to turn it on?
Well, see, if you watch The Last Dance, there is no on and off switch. That's one of the biggest misconceptions out there. There is no on and off switch. It takes too much energy. Brandon was just talking about Grant's event at Marlin Stadium. All right, it's a pretty big friggin' place. You know how much energy it would take if you turn the lights off and turn it back on? Think of yourself as the same way. All right, there is no off switch. All right, you may dim it a little bit, but it never turns off. The greatest competitors out there, the most successful individuals in business, in life, teaching, whatever it may be, the switch never turns off. All right, that's one of the things we're talking about, the BS that holds you back. That's one of the things that holds you back. All right, there is no on. These guys, the on and off switch, those are for the people that are really, really good. All right, because they can turn the switch on or off. The exceptional ones, the switch stays on all the time. They have the ability. If we all drive cars, automobiles, and in the RPMs you get to a certain thing, and there's a red line there where the engine starts. The engine, they tell you, now you're reaching into a little danger zone and you're starting to overheat. The exceptional individuals can stay in the red longer than the unexceptional individuals.
Tim,
that's
your wisdom, Tim, is just so amazing, and I'm so pleased that so many people got to have access to you. And I want to personally thank you so much, and I want to thank Grant Cardone for participating with us on tonight's 10X Owners Live. I think Buck has some final words here for the show.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for showing up today and participating in this. Really quickly, before we say goodbye, we are going to extend the show. Josh and Enrique from the Cardone Ventures team are going to hang out. We'd love to know a little bit more about you. So in the comments, we'd love to see your name, your business, and give us what your revenues are. What size of business? How many employees do you have? Are you doing over 1 million, over 2 million? Give us a little bit of information about yourself, and we'd love to stay on and connect with you afterwards. Answer any questions you might have for your business or about our webinars or our roundtables and how to get more detailed information from Brandon and the rest of the executive crew here.
And from my standpoint, I'm willing to hang around a little longer too. I don't want to hold Grant or Tim up. Tim, I appreciate you so much, my friend. You're just such a giving individual, and you're so
great
on
job,
point.
Tim.
And thank you. I appreciate you guys. You know that.
Tim, listen, I'm calling you tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey, Grant.
I always answer.
Grant, I appreciate you, bud, for coming on. I know you've got so many different things you're doing. It's just it's such a joy to have both you superstars on the live show tonight. And from me to you, I really appreciate it. For the rest go ahead, Grant.
Both of you guys, hold on for once. Both of you guys, best to you and your families, all right? Please, give my best to everybody on there. All right, your kids, everybody else on there, your pets, everybody. All right?
Well, the same to you. Take care. Tim. Take care, my friend. Thank you. Awesome. Well, what a blessing to have both Grant, a world thought leader on pushing people outside their comfort zone in business, and Tim Grover.
People are thanking the pets. Cash and flow.
Grant's on this. Hey, Grant, you want to say
Tim
something
loves
here?
It. We got him.
Grant and Elena. We got him. Okay. Hey, listen, everybody. We're going to stay on and answer some additional questions for you guys. Do you want to take some more questions?
Sure. We sure can, yeah. I think the biggest point that everyone took away from this from Tim was reinvest. Don't reinvent.
Yeah.
And so the easiest way for you to reinvest is right below me here, cardoneventures.com/response. That's the first place you should be investing and reinvesting. You should be coming to, in 2 weeks, we're doing a live emergency business response, and you can sign up right now. I will say the seats are limited and they're filling up extremely fast. We held about 200 seats for that, and it looks like it's going to spill over 200 by the time we're done with this. So cardoneventures.com/response. Why don't we go to, let's see, Alexis. Can we pull Alexis up for her question for Brandon? We'll do some bonus round questions right now. We've got 3 more questions we'll take.
Perfect.
Alexis,
okay,
there you are.
My question was, how do you regain your belief in yourself, and how do you get out of your own way? Kind of like how Natalie had asked that as well.
Yeah, so Alexis, that's an awesome question. Listen, when my first business, and I was on top of the world in 2001 in May, when all of a sudden my private equity group called and said, hey, we want you to sell the business. I said, why would we sell it? We're just getting ready to literally dominate. And they said, yeah, but we've been in too long. We just want you to sell it. And I said, but this has been 7 years. This is my baby. And they're like, yeah, but we've been in too long. We want you to sell it. When I said, I don't want to sell it, they said, yeah, that's what all you guys say. So we're going to put the CEO in that is going to sell it. That was such a painful part of my life. I withdrew for a good 18 months. And one of my top mentors, Hector Lamarck, one day we were playing golf and I just kept saying if it could have been different or if I had have known this, I was lamenting on all the things I could have done in that moment differently to not have that be the case. I was so down on myself. He finally looked at me and he said, Brandon, you need to understand. And first of all, if you don't stop being a victim, I'm not going to spend any more time with you. Now, you got to understand, this is my best friend. He is a remarkable human being, Hector Lamarck. What he said to me, which I'm going to share with you, is so important that anybody that's listening to this that's lost their confidence in themselves, they need to hear this. He said to me, Brandon, the future is made up of the granular, incremental movement and thinking that started now. In fact, when I started my sentence, it was now your past. If you want to change your future, you have to change your present. What you think is what you talk about. What you talk about is eventually what your actions do, and what your actions eventually create will be your legacy. So the question you have to ask yourself is you have to fast forward to your future self and ask, what do I want my legacy to be? And then you have to bring it down to where am I at right now? Are the things I'm thinking about, are the things I'm doing, are my actions consistent with where I see my future self? And if they're not, then you have to understand it's all the experiences of your past self that has caused you to be questioning and doubting your present self. Take a piece of paper, write a line down the middle, and write down every single thing that you feel you did wrong. Look, if you've got a business right now and you don't have the staying power because you didn't build a healthy business with the proper cash reserves. If you're an individual and you don't have any money right now, it's because you did not properly save enough money for a rainy day in order to ride out a catastrophic event. Now, you can be mad at me and say, that's not fair, you don't understand. But the facts are you're, as a human being, dealing with the things that you're dealing with because your past self did not prepare and condition you for your present self. If you want to make sure that those things don't ever happen again, change your mind to change your thinking. Your thinking then will create different results. I promise you, because I'm a living example of this, when you channel that, when you identify everything that you feel that you did not do well, then on the other side of the paper, write down all the things you feel you did exceptionally well. Here's the art to transformation. Make a commitment to yourself now that you will not repeat the things on the left side. Find problems, those problems that you're dealing with, find solutions to those. And focus on moving the problem to an opportunity to get better in your next iteration of growth. And what will happen is when things snap back, you'll default to the things you were doing well, you will not do the things you didn't do well, and you will intentionally create the things that will position you for the next evolution of growth. Every business, every human being at all levels never grows like this. Everyone breaks, learns, and grows. Breaks, learns, and grows. It's the breaking that allows you to assess so you can create the new learning and then you can grow. If anyone is uncertain if what I'm telling you is the truth, then you need to go to cardoneVentures.com/response. If you want to change your life, you need to pattern your thinking so your doing can follow that, so your results can follow what you're talking about. I will teach you exactly how to do that, showing you examples and introducing people who are going through transformational growth right now because they chose to change their broken thinking, broken doing 6 months ago, and now they're thriving even in a crisis. And that is my personal, professional, and financial commitment to anybody that works with me, is to position them to thrive even in the most challenging times. And my credentials and Grant's credentials both show that we know how to do that, which is why when Tim was talking about pick your coaches wisely, we're recommending that you make the move and work with us. And if you're a business owner, it's $995. It's the way you get into my private group.
And I will be there to help each and every one of you weather this storm and put you in a community of entrepreneurs and business owners or high producing people who are struggling with the exact same things, and we will position you to grow out of this on the other side. I really appreciate that question. I'm sorry for the long answer, but I think it's really important for people who are struggling to choose not to struggle anymore.
All right, last question, Pamela. Hey, Pamela, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your business and how many employees do you have? Pamela, you still there? Pamela, can you hear us? Going once, going twice? All right, we lost Pamela. I just want to say really quickly, if you have not signed up for the Business Response webinar, there are only a few seats left. This webinar will reach maximum capacity. So here's what you need to do. Go to cardoneventures.com/response. It's that easy. In 2 weeks, you will get integral, specific, detailed strategy across all quadrants of the business. Not just the way you're thinking, but tactical solutions for each and every one of those quadrants inside your business to move forward and not just succeed, but thrive outside of this crisis. One more time, cardoneventures.com/response. Any closing words, Brandon, before we split?
No, I just want to let everybody know that the team's going to be hanging around. Listen, anybody, and I've had a few people reach out, if you need a lifeline because you're at that level of desperation, jdawson@cardoneventures.com, jdawson@cardoneventures.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll see what we can do to help you through this transition. And if you're a business owner and you just want to have guidance and advice from trusted people that you can rely on that have your best interest, developing a long-term relationship so we can all grow together as we go forward, then I would just ask that you register for the webinar or you do the $9.95 and reach out to jdawson.com or text them at 503-383-9077. And we're going to be staying on after hours here, so feel free to participate and the team will be on to talk to you. Once again, thank you for joining us, 10X Owners Live.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. And don't forget that Josh and Enrique are coming on right now. So if you have very specific questions, they can answer them for you. In fact, they're turning their cameras on and they're
taking
the
one more
taking the
flyover
mute
with
off.
The drone. Is the drone out?
Yeah, the drone is still out if we want to take the live shot.
Yeah, let's do
quick
one more
live shot.
flyover with the drone.
Look at this
I love that
beautiful
shot.
view outside. There it is.
This is going over the roof of my house, aiming towards Mount Hood.
There it is, looking good.
There's a little cloud cover there. Columbia River Gorge, it's gorgeous.
Love it. All right, guys, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush. Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. Know you see my text, baby, please say something. Wine by the glass, your man a cheapskate, huh? Gotta move on my release day, huh? This is fame, not clout. I don't even know what that's about. Watch your mouth. Baby got an ego twice the size of the crib. I can never tell it is what it is. But said what I had to and did what I did. I never turn my back on FBG, God forbid. But Virgil got the paddock on my wrist, doing front flips. Giving you my number, but don't hit me on no done. Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Man, a house in Rosewood, it too plush.
It's cool, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good. You know what I mean? Like, 100,000 for the cheapest ring on the finger, look.